This is the most powerful scooter that they have produced until now. It's not meant to be the fastest, but for sure is one of the most well built. I have to say there is one thing that I would like to have seen different on this one, and I'm talking about waterproofing. So it's not fully waterproof like it happens with the latest scooters that I brought to the channel. So one thing that you can see is that the box looks really nice. I know that I don't really care about boxes, but it's important because sometimes some electric scooters, some electric unicycles, the package is a bit poor, but it's not the case. And here on the top, you have some advertisements before you even open, for example, telling you if the box is damaged, you should contact them because that's not a good thing. Let's just take these plastics so you can see that is quite strong. Come on. So it's done. Some tape here on the top and we'll be able to open. When we talk about the waterproofing, like I said, it's not like IP68 like you find some parts in the Emotion. So this is an IP54. Let's just open this one and see a little bit closer. I really like how it's all put it together. So you have a pump for your tires and you have some other tools. And here I think is some screws that you'll need to put it together. And yes, it's some screws, and I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it have already some Loctite on the screws. So definitely a pro. They feel quite nice. Okay, they don't feel like cheap like some screws that I have already touched from other PEVs. Inside this small package, you have also your manual. You have in English, in French, and in different languages, something that I really like. And even if you don't really understand, you have plenty of images explaining you how to do stuff. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but you have also that. You have also customer warranty agreement. You have also to download the application and you have the QR code. You have some foam on the top and it's not like the cheap ones that many times comes with. On this side, we have the charger, and once again, it's really well packaged. I have to say, it doesn't feel cheap at all. When you look to the charger, it's not a small one. I normally always compare to the size of my hand, so you can see. And this one is a 2 amps, so definitely not the fastest. It doesn't feel that it have any vents on the inside, so it should be silent, but obviously you will have to check it. But you have these new plugs, so they should avoid that you have sparks when you try to connect it. So this one, 2 amps, not the fastest and also not the smallest that you'll find on the market. So let's just pull this up. You have a few more foam here. We will talk about the specs in a second. One of the things that, whoa, I have to say that I'm already impressed. One of the things that I have to say that I'm not used to have in any scooter is having rear and back a disc brake. That normally in this kind of price range you will not find. So definitely a plus. And when we talk about maximum weight that you can have on this scooter, it's about 100 kilos. So try to don't go above that. And here we have the scooter all disassembled, and you can see that they protect quite a bit this scooter. They sent me the black version, but you have different ones, okay? So this is not so much in your face that you'll find from NIU, but just looking to it, it really feels premium. And you have all this connected. You have here a cable just to plug all this together. It's quite easy. You have some arrows just to let you know if you are doing in the right way or not. Let's just try to put this together. And this have more tape protecting everything, like you can see. So definitely it's quite well assembled. You just have to put 2 screws here and I believe 2 screws on the other side. I'm going to use their tools, not using mine, just to be sure that it's the right fit, okay? If you don't need to use good tools to do this job, but it should be quite straightforward, and is quite straightforward in this scooter. Another thing that I have to say that I already like it, and yes, is the exact same size, so definitely a plus. But something that I have to say that I already like it a lot is something that you can see that is not a cheap electric scooter. And I always say this in basically all my reviews, that is the amount of screws that you have to put together to assemble your scooter. And also, if you are not used to basically put everything together, you don't have to. It's just basically 4 screws. So definitely a plus, and they are quite easy to go forward. Another thing that you can see is you have plastics everywhere. So even the reflectors here on the sides, they have plastics. All the packaging that you'll find in this scooter, the KQI3 from NIU, it's definitely premium. One of the things that I would like to see obviously better in this one is just one thing: faster. So I tried to contact them to see if there was a way to make it going even faster, but it's not the case. So this scooter will go, if I'm not wrong, is 20 miles per hour. So that is the maximum speed that you have with this one. And you have a range of 31 miles, so definitely good. And one of the reasons why I started to like so much scooters, it's because they give me a different experience, okay, and a different sensation than an electric unicycle. And looking to this one, just to point it out, you have tires with 9.5 inches by 2.5. You have to fill them with air, both of them. So they should be quite comfortable, and they are CST tires. If you follow me for a while, you know that I simply love it as CST tires because they normally last quite a lot. Here on the deck, I'm not sure if you guys can see. Let's just try also to close this and see how it goes. So you have 2 mechanisms. I don't know if you guys can see there. As you can see, the handlebar is already all assembled, but this one have 2 mechanisms. So you have one, and let's just try to put here a little bit more on the side, but you have here one, okay? So this is the first one, and after you have just to lock it in place. It doesn't go anywhere. If you want to open again, you need to pull this up and it will go, and after once again you need to pull it down to open it once again. So very simple. And another thing that I really like about this scooter, it's how easy it is to lock in place. So it's quite hard, okay? And to lock in place is the best mechanism that I saw. And once again, we have also here on the top, I believe you guys can see, another plastic for the front light, and it looks really nice. And I have to say that from all the scooters that I have, this is the one that feels more premium. And it's already hard because I simply love it. And once again, another plastic here on this reflector on the bottom. We'll talk about it in a second. This mechanism to open and close, I never saw in any scooter. And it's not parts, they are just moving around like it happens in majority of the scooters. So this one doesn't go anywhere. So I really like that. And like you can see, is already in place. I'm just concerned because there is here an extra screw. I need to double check if there is any other screws, but maybe that is a spare, so also something cool. And let's just take this last protection here on the deck, and you can see it's quite well protected. Okay, and here is, please do not put your foot on the pedals on the ground when riding. So you have more information how you should ride it, and obviously don't hurt yourself. But man, it doesn't feel cheap at all. One of the things that I have to say, for example, one of my best friends, Zach, that you've seen already multiple times on the channel, you really like this because the deck is quite small. It's more or less the same width of the ones that I have from InMotion, and the tires profile is quite round. It should be quite easy just to turn. And you have here your stand, and it stands quite well. It's really robust, so definitely something that I like. And something that I like about this deck is the fact that you have a place to put your feet on the front and put your feet on the back, and the deck is quite good. I have to say, I really like how large it is, so you have plenty of space to put your feet. You have also here, I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but you have here also some more information how to obviously close it. This handlebar, the handlebar is not too tall, okay, but it's also not too small. The bell, I have to say to you guys that it's better than the one that you have on the InMotion S1. It feels more robust, but once again, I like when the bell is incorporated on the scooter. Once again, another thing, and I never saw a scooter that is so well packaged as this one. It's really, really incredible. You have plastics everywhere. So one more on each side of the grips that you have to put your hands is really well protected. When we talk about the Accelerator, I really like the feeling of it. And I'm not sure if you guys can see, but you have here a line on the top that shows you if you are reaching the top speed or not. So definitely something that I never seen in any scooter, but I really like. Here we have another protection on the screen. It's normal to find it, but like I said, I've never seen so many plastics protecting a scooter. You have a button here to turn on and turn off, and I really like the feeling of it. Like I said, this bell, it's better. It doesn't look like that it's going to shake and be easy to hear when you are just hitting everywhere with your scooter. And your brakes. And also another thing that I have to say is the handlebar is quite wide. It's the widest handlebar that I tested out in this type of range price. It's quite thin, and also the grips are really, really thin compared to the ones that you have, for example, on Emotion. One thing that I just noticed is that they are quite easy to just turn around. So maybe you would like to change it in the future. And something that I didn't like it at all already is the sensation. So today is quite hot for the UK, and I can feel that it's starting to leave these white things. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera, but maybe something that you would like to replace in the near future. Here it's metal, but this is maybe the part that feels cheaper on this scooter. On the front you can see I like this plastic here. It makes look it very, very nice, and you have this big dim of light. I'll have now to try to open to see if it turns on or not. Here you have a reflective, and this scooter have plenty of reflective parts. Like you can see here on the handlebar you have two, one of each side, so one here and one in the other side. And also, like I was saying, you don't have almost any visible cables, okay? So the cables, they come from this hole and they go inside your arm and they come out here. So you have just one cable going to the brakes. So definitely a plus. And like I said before, I never saw any scooter in this category of price with disc brakes on the front and on the back. So definitely a plus. One thing that I'll have loved to see on this scooter is suspension. Okay, so there is no suspension on the front and on the back. The good thing is you have less parts to replace if something goes wrong, but in the same time it's going to reduce the amount of comfort. For experience, for example, when we talk about the Emotion Air Pro, that really soon we'll do the full review about it, it's quite comfortable. I was not expecting that was so comfortable, but obviously it's not the same as going on the Emotion S1. Looking to the mudguard, it's a bit flimsy, okay? But it's not too bad. And obviously you have the backlight, and this one seems to be quite bright. So when we look here on the back, I have to say to you guys that they look really nice. I don't know if you guys can see even the logo of the brand. They don't feel cheap at all. So when you are buying this one, I have to say to you guys that the quality is completely there. All the construction feels really strong. And one thing that, even if I said that this is a bit flimsy here, that is not a big deal, okay? Because the maximum that you are going to do is putting your feet here, and this part is not flimsy at all. And here on the back also, I don't know if you guys can see, but you have even a logo of the brand and what is the model, that in this case is the NIU KQI3. This one comes in two flavors. It comes in the Pro version, that this one is the Pro version, and the Sport. To be honest, for the difference of price, I think that this will be a better option for you than the Sport, because I feel that the Sport is a bit limited. And like I said, just looking to it, it looks really nice. I need to put to charge because I can't even say to you guys what is my thoughts about the software and how good looks that screen. And another thing also, just to point it out, is I really like here on the deck. I don't know if you guys can see there, but NIU, a way forward. So I really like all the design of the deck, all the branding. Another thing also that I really like is the fact that you don't have any cables going around, and even the door here to charge, if you see, it closes by itself, okay? So if you are concerned to have a door that just opens, it's not the case, because you need to pull down to put to charge, and after it will close it once again. Another thing also, if you have the possibility where you live to put a license, you have the space to put the license here on the back. You see? I don't know if you guys can see on the camera once again, but I hope you can. So this is just my first thoughts about this scooter. Unfortunately, there is no battery at all on this one, because I had it in the package for a while. Unfortunately, I didn't have the possibility to open before. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and really soon we'll be doing the full review of this one, the full review of the Emotion Air Pro, and also comparisons with the Emotion S1. And maybe if you want, let me know in the comments below if you want me to compare basically all these scooters that for me are the best, like the NIU, the Emotion, and also the ETWOW GT. So in this category of price, definitely here you have the best options on the market. If you have any questions, leave in the comments below. My name is Marco, this is MedPack. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment below, smash the thumbs up, do whatever you want, but always with a smile on your face. And I hope to see you in the next one.